Wine. Consumers are unaware of what they are drinking. My parents taught me to read food labels from a young age. Knowing the ingredients in foods helps avoid ingesting substances that can be harmful to the human body. Unlike the food industry, the wine industry is not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration or other food agencies. It is regulated by the Department of the Treasury, which does not require nutrition labeling or full ingredient disclosure. This leaves consumers in the dark about what ingredients they are consuming while relaxing with a glass of wine. Currently, 76 different substances can be added to wine without notification. Wine is considered kosher, i.e., suitable, if the entire production process, from crushing the grapes to bottling, is performed by Jews who observe Shabbat. The equipment used must be kosher, meaning all containers that will come into contact with the wine during vinification must be washed with hot water. For cement vats and oak barrels, the process involves filling them with cold water 3 times over a 24-hour period. No impurity must remain. Mosh Jayak, observers, monitor the kosherization of the equipment and participate in the cleaning of the storage vats. Their presence guarantees the kosher status of the wine. Their role is crucial, as in their absence, or outside of the permitted periods, working with wine is prohibited. It's also important to consider the religious calendar, which dictates a specific rhythm for winemaking. Producers are required to observe non-working days and holidays, as well as the Sabbath, during which any intervention in the production process is prohibited. These production conditions are quite strict and, as a result, lead to increased costs and higher production costs. Furthermore, non-kosher additives are prohibited during production. The grapes themselves are kosher, but all ingredients used in the process, for example, yeast or fining agents, must also be kosher and must comply with kashrut regulations. For example, animal-based substances such as isinglass, gelatin, and casein are prohibited in kosher winemaking, but egg whites are permitted. Winemakers most often use bentonite, and the rules for the kosher for Passover category are strictly observed. According to kashrut regulations, such wines must not come into contact with chametz or fermented grain products. Wine labeling. 1 traditional wine, 2 kosher le Pesach, kosher for Passover, 3 kosher le Mehedrin, 4 mineral wine. Traditional wine. Traditional wine is a natural product obtained by fermenting grapes or other fruits with the addition of sugar and yeast. If the process ends there, then yes, wine is a natural product. However, most winemakers add other ingredients to ensure consistency of flavor, color, and aroma, as well as to enhance certain characteristics of the wine. Not to mention the widespread use of pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides in the cultivation of grapes and other fruits. The health benefits of alcohol may be debatable, but consumers have a right to know what's in their wine. The problem is that ingredients can have negative health effects. The problem is that the use of various additives, preservatives, color enhancers, and flavor enhancers is not disclosed on labels. Unlike the food industry, the wine industry is not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration or other food agencies. It is regulated by the Treasury Department, which does not require nutrition labeling or full ingredient disclosure. This leaves consumers in the dark about what ingredients they are consuming while relaxing with a glass of wine. Currently, 76 different substances can be added to wine without notice. This applies to both organic and conventional winemakers, so purchasing organic wine does not guarantee low or no additives. Some additives, such as oak chips, are natural, while others are synthetic chemicals. Many additives must be used only in controlled concentrations and or completely removed from the final product due to toxicity concerns. Here is a short list of the most common additives found in mass-produced wines. 1 acetaldehyde is considered a respiratory irritant, a possible carcinogen, and a health hazard. It is used to clarify and stabilize wine. 2 dimethyl dicarbonate, DMDC, is an acute toxin and a corrosive irritant. It is used to sterilize, stabilize, and remove alcohol from wine. 3 colorings. Specifically, a product called Mega Purple, which, according to Wine Business Analytics, is added to most inexpensive wines to impart a deeper color, fruity flavor, and additional sweetness. Mega Purple is not only an artificial coloring and flavoring, but also contains a large amount of sugar. Some winemakers claim that the sugar is filtered out if added before fermentation. However, due to lax labeling regulations, consumers cannot know how and at what concentration Mega Purpose is used in their wine. 4 excess sugar. There is a lot of misinformation about excess sugar in wine. Most wines contain little sugar due to the fermentation process, which converts this sugar into alcohol. Furthermore, adding cane sugar to wine is prohibited by law in some countries, including Argentina, Australia, California, South Africa, and southern France. Winemakers worldwide are allowed to add grape concentrate, which contains high levels of sugar. Furthermore, some wine brands add sugar after fermentation to increase sweetness. Ultimately, the amount of sugar is listed on wine labels. 5* studies have shown that conventional wines contain higher pesticide residues than their organic counterparts. This may be due to soil contamination, nearby industrial facilities, or heavy metal pesticides used in vineyards or neighboring farms. 6* all wines contain some amount of naturally occurring sulfites. However, some winemakers add additional sulfites to improve appearance, flavor, and shelf life. This can be problematic for people with sulfite sensitivities or asthma, as sulfites can cause headaches and respiratory irritation. 7* isinglass, also known as fish bladders. These fining agents are removed from wine before bottling and are not considered hazardous. However, they may not be suitable for vegans, vegetarians, or people with allergies or sensitivities to fish. 8* polyvinyl polypyrrolidone, PVPP, is used to clarify and stabilize wine, as well as for decolorization. It is also a corrosive irritant. 9* silicon is considered a skin, eye, and respiratory irritant, as well as a health hazard, and is used as an anti-foaming agent. 10* tartaric acid is considered a skin, eye, and respiratory irritant, and is also hazardous to health. It is used to correct natural acid deficiencies and lower the pH of wine. 11*. There are also concerns about unsafe levels of mycotoxins, a type of mold toxin, in red wines. Mycotoxins are not added directly to wine, although some permitted wine additives are derived from mold, but can form for various reasons and cause unwanted symptoms. In the next video, I will discuss 1. There are several main types of kosher wines. Kosher, all wines produced in accordance with kashrut. Kosher lu Pesach, kosher for Passover, wine that has not come into contact with bread, grain, or yeast products. Most kosher wines are considered kosher. Kosher lemehadrin is the strictest form of kosher observance. Kiddush wines, or sacramental wines, are simple sweet wines that are nonetheless kosher and used for religious ceremonies. All kosher wines are also divided into 2 types, mavushal and non-mavushal. In the next video, I'll talk about 1. Mineral wine.